Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlo here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlo. Good boy. Last we left off, we had completed, finally, tracking down the signs of the Black Rider here in the Brownlands and throughout all the Great River area. In fact, came back and talked to Nona. We were going to head back to Stangard, and she had asked us to walk and talk with her, so that's what we are going to do now.
Let us talk on the way back to the village of the Horse Lords.
Book 6, Chapter 12, Mist of Anduin. Let us talk on the way back to the village of the Horse Lords. So this is a solo quest. As we walk and talk, let us go ahead and travel now. See what she has to say.
Has no one seen our new friend, or the Dunlending girl? I thought they would have returned to Stangard by now. Did some trouble befall them on the road?
Alright. I'm going to leave this up. There's a pointless political argument going on over here. You know how politics are. You're never going to convince anyone that you're right. No one's ever going to convince you that you're right, that they're right, and no one's ever going to listen to the fact that I'm always correct. So there's no point in even talking about it. Let's talk to Nona. We have a long way to go, Gnarlo. As much as I wish we did not need refuge at the town of the Horse Lords, it seems we must. We have lost the trail of this creature, this wraith of which you speak, and until we can learn where it has gone, we are only wasting time. It is frustrating to know our purpose to be unable to accomplish it. Well, let us keep walking. I would tell the stories Solvuch used to tell me when we were young. It will help to pass the time. Long ago there was a man named Freka who lived among the Horse Lords. He was wealthy and strong. His hair was dark, like that of my people. He had Dunlandish blood in his veins. He desired a marriage match between his son Wolf and the king of the Horse Lord's daughter. This king, Helm the Hated, refused Freka's office with insult and violence. He lured Freka into a desolate place alone and slew him with treachery. And then... What is it? Easterlings, get ready to fight, Gnarlo! You're talking a little too fast there, my love. Just a little too fast. Back around this way and stab him in the butt. There will be more of them, Gnarlo. Let us get off the main path. And this way run into what? Lizards and turtles and spiders and... oh my. Do you feel that? I don't feel safe here, Gnarlo. Let us go up among those rocks. I wonder if we're going to see what happened to the Black Rider. We're starting to get that whoomp. That whoomp of dread coming upon us. Something is near, Gnarlo. It must be the wraith we have sought. It makes my blood run cold. Nona looks at you with wide eyes, and you are suddenly reminded that she has not had much experience with creatures of such evil. She puts her hand on the hilt of Wadu's sword, her sword, and her former fright is replaced with grim determination. We found it. Now what are we going to do with it? Survive your encounter with the great evil in the Rushgore. I hear something. Look there, do you see that? Oh, there's the sniffling snuffler. Wounded Nazgul. Survive the encounter. Well, I'm pretty sure we can survive the encounter. I'm not sure about Nona. Nona's sword flashes with a bright light, and the Nazgul flees from it. Ha! Coward! More Easterlings! Get ready! Well, that wasn't much of a much, although I've got the suspicion that he'll be back. The captain taken off running as he fled the scene. Gnarlo, the big one, is running for his friends. Follow him. No, don't tell me Nona's gonna die. He's leading us away for the Black Rider to attack Nona.
What is this world coming to?
Apparently he's the Kundalar captain from Bree. I would not run from you. I am your better. My people have powerful friends. I will show them how strong a man of the Kundalar can be. Yeah, bite me. I'll show you how the halfling's blade bites deep, bites strong. For the Shire! Suddenly, a woman's scream pierces the stillness. Nona is in trouble! Ah, why did I know it? He was taking us off? I need to grab that torch. Let's grab the torch. You hastily grab the falling torch, burning your hand. Because we know how much Nazgul hate fire. I knew that was going to happen. Just knew that was going to happen. Nona lies crumpled on the ground before you, soaking in the blood from a sword wound in her side. She struggles weakly to speak. Gnarlo, are you... The effort is too great for her. She needs the aid of a healer if she is to survive this wound. In the back of your mind, one worrying question refused to go away. From what blade did she take the wound? Did an Easterling blade cause the injury, or was it the blade of the Nazgul? You prepare yourself for the long journey back to Stangard with Nona. Well, that didn't go well. Alright, here in Stangard at the fountain. Let's see if Nona's opinion of the Horse Lords has improved a bit. Gnarlo, is everything alright? Nona's breathing is ragged and shallow, and the gash in her side still bleeds around the cloths with which you tried to staunch it. When you brought her to Stangard, she was barely conscious. You found Horn near the entrance and begged for his people to tend to Nona's hurts. He sought out the leader of Stangard to see what could be done, and has not yet returned. What were we saying? Freka. Wolf. Avenged. What did she say? Oh, I know what it was. She mentioned Wolf, Dunlending traitor. His treacherous father tried to kill mighty Helm, and then the son invaded Rohan and sat in Medosed. Let her die, I say. Whatever made that sword stroke did my people a favor. Said, you have to constantly flip back and forth between this and the writing over here. I have his decision. I did my best for you, Gnarlo, but you are not going to be pleased. He did not understand why we should heal the hurts of the Dunlending girl. Eventually he relented somewhat, and he has agreed that our healers would do what they can for the girl. So... What? Heal the girl? Horn, this cannot be his decision. There is a condition. Our healer would see to the girl's wounds, but she must relinquish all claim to the sword she carries. No. It is a sword of Rohan. It belongs with us. In Stangard, that is the price of her life. I am sorry. This is the message I was given. I was going to say, it's wondering what was going on because they were saying you're not going to like it, but then he said she can be healed. Do not let them. Nonna struggles to speak, but the effort is too great for her to make out the words. She beseeches you with wide eyes, but you cannot meet her stare. Your gaze keeps returning to the blood soaking the floor beneath her. She tries again. Wadus, it was. You cannot give the Rohirrim what they demand. There has to be another way to save her life. I would die first. Don't be a fool. Our healer can save your life. I know our people are enemies, but you should not die this way. How would you have me die? Not for a sword. Gnarlo, your friend is as hard-headed as the most stubborn of my folk. She could give Theoden King lessons in being headstrong. There has to be some other way, Gnarlo. You spoke of the elf witch in the woods to the north along Anduin. My people shun that place as a den of evil glamour, but if there were a power that could heal this girl... Horn glowers at you, his eyebrows knitting together angrily. A pox on her! I will not have her blood on my hands or on her own. Lead us to this elf witch, Gnarlo. I have heard the tales. Perhaps she will be unable to bewitch me if I'm expecting it. Why did you ever bring this girl to Stangard, Gnarlo? This is not her place. Horn gazes into the middle distance. That's what we call a 1,000-yard stare. And in a quiet voice he continues. In Stangard is a sword valued more highly than the life of a girl. What sort of man would willingly serve in such a place? He shakes his head and the urgency returns to his voice. Well, for what are we waiting? Let us go at once. So it's off to Lothlorien now to see the elf witch. It's been a nice little instance here. Caras Galathan. Wow, they let everybody in. It's really becoming quite the metropolis here. I will never call my people distrustful again, Gnarlo. The blindfold felt somewhat unnecessary to me. Only the most urgent of need has driven me here, and I would not want to return. Horn's face softens, and his brows creases with worry. Do you think the girl will recover? I saw the way those elves looked at her wound. Whatever they saw there, they did not like it. If it was not an Easterling blade, what does that mean for her? What is wrong, Gnarlo? Have you seen this before, Gnarlo? I have done what I can. The danger has passed, Gnarlo. The wound was deep, but it did not fester. And yet, I did not wish to leave this girl to the care of my healers. The risk that her wound was caused by the Morgul blade, and that she could become a wraith like the creature you encountered that night, compelled me to heal her hurts personally. If that had proven the case, I would have ended her suffering. It would have been a mercy, and necessary to safeguard Lothlorien, and indeed all lands. Do you think me cruel? I am glad it did not come to that. I do not believe her wound was caused by a Morgul blade, and it is my hope and belief she will live. I am surprised. We will speak more of this later, away from watchful ears. The girl Nonna is sleeping. When she is awake, you will be brought to her. For now you should rest, Gnarlo. Dream no troubling dreams. In Lothlorien your rest will be peaceful. I am certain of it. What relief! I can hardly believe it. I feared the worst. Completed. Mists of the Anduin. There is clearly some glamour in this land. I feel as if I could take on any foe and achieve victory. or cross any landscape, no matter the obstacle. Your elf witch works wonders. Only songs could do justice to the powers of her healing. The relief I feel it is overwhelming, Gnarlo. The girl will live. Unless it is rude to ask it, I would like to return to the forest floor now. I will return to Stangard by myself, but I would like to see you again. Once the girl is recovered, bring her as well. If I am to compose a song of your adventure, I will need both of your accounts, after all.
Along the banks of the great river, you evaded a great evil, but not without cost. The girl Nona was brought before me, wounded and in pain. I did for her what I could, but her fate is not yet clear to me.
All right, have we finished up a book, or almost finished up a book? Fantastic. Chapter 12. Where are we at? Did he say something? He said something about every campaign having losses, but I don't see it over here, so it didn't have anything to do with the actual quest here. Let us talk to Galadriel. Book 6, Chapter 12. Look at there. Chapter 1, The Land of the Elf Queen. We're about to move into Book 7.
You have journeyed far and have come very close to death and sadness.
You have journeyed far and have come very close to death and sadness, and yet still you skirt the gravest danger and come safely through the other side. I hope that our mutual friends fare as well. I told you earlier I had nothing to do with your dream, and this was true. But when you described your visions to me, I did not tell you everything I suspected. It seemed clear to me that your paths must cross one of the 9. I believed the girl would die. And yet, unbelievably, she did not. Either through your own actions or hers, you both escaped the clutches of the Nazgul. And either through curious good fortune or powers unknown to me, our mutual friends seem to have outdistanced its pursuit. But there is no rest for we who worry for their safety. The Nazgul is not the least danger they will face. Last danger they will face. They and you are not free of evil's clutch just yet. Rest for a time, but not for long. There are plans to be made, Gnarlo. We will speak again. And soon, cool, a Karis Galathon mirror. And a worn symbol of Celebror. Awesome. Alright, finished Chapter 12, The Mist of Anduin.
It is nearly time for you to depart again.
Very good, finishing off a book here. Book 7, Chapter 1, The Land of the Elf Queen. Within the woods of Lorien, guests of Lord Celeborn can recover from their hurts and the toils of a long road. It is my hope this reprieve was of use to you, Gnarlo. In these dark days, no time of rest is as long as we may wish it to be. It is nearly time for you to depart again. With one motion of a lovely arm, Galadriel directs your gaze to the flets that cling to the bole of the tree. Nona has made as full a recovery as she could have, and a greater one than I expected of her. She is waiting for you at the ladder down from these flats. I have made it known that it is my will she be permitted free movement within the hedges of Karis Galathon. Show her the city of the Galadrim, Gnarlo. We will speak in my garden when she is satisfied with her exploration of what this city has to offer. Alright, the Land of the Elf Queen, and that is where we are gonna call it an episode. Sitting here between Celeborn and Galadriel, and what happens next? We get to be tour guide for a young Dunlending girl. Okay, folks, we will be back at work for the next 3 or 4 days, so after that we will be catching back up. We will take Nona around and show her the wonders of the Elf City. And in addition, we will catch up and find out what's happened with Narwhal. And yes, we will walk around that corner and get that quest from the dwarf. So we will see y'all next time. Thanks for coming along, and bye-bye.